Imagine being at the mall with your loved ones, getting ice cream or doing some shopping, or just hanging out on your off day. When somebody decides to come in the mall and all of a sudden you hear gunshots. People are running, people are in a dizzy, people are scared, people are flying, people are dropping, kids are screaming, and you don't know if you're gonna live or die. And when the smoke is all but over, we find out who it was: Mauricio Garcia. Now, this sort of mass shooting is not uncommon in America. In fact, Texas has had a few of them in the last few years. One in El Paso a few years ago, and I believe this is the second mass shooting this year in the state of Texas, and we're only in May. But this one is different because Mauricio Garcia is linked to somebody on social media: Nick Fuentes. Rewind, Dima! You see, Nick Fuentes is also a white supremacist who's half Hispanic. And because of his half Hispanic roots, some people are influenced by him. And Mauricio Garcia was very influenced by him. Now, again, I've never heard Nick Fuentes go and tell somebody to go shoot people or do extreme things like that. At least I've never heard him to say that. But I do know how he feels about Jewish people. I know how he feels about black people. And I do know that this guy also was on YouTube. And he really looked up to Nick Fuentes. He even writes it on one of his posts on social media. He says, hell, Nick Fuentes said something like that while he was on the Pearl Show. I think I even read in the news Hispanics could be the new white supremacists. Just the other day, this black dude told me the line is blurring. He can't tell the difference anymore. Someone would look white, but they're actually Hispanic. Now, just a few days ago, or 2 days ago, most of us have been responding to this whole Just Pearly Things video called Unapologetic: My Response to Weaponized Empathy, Woke Culture, Free Speech, and Selective Outrage. Let's play this clip in the ending.
It's funny because what they're doing to me is exactly what I was talking about in the clip. They're using an atrocity to try to guilt me and try to control me, tell me who I should have on my platform, tell me the way I should run my show, tell me that I am not good to my employees. And that is what these undercover feminists do. I like having people that disagree. I like having all different forms of opinion, and I will not apologize for having somebody controversial on my podcast. You know, I am more than willing in the future. And I would also like to extend an invitation. If somebody thinks I'm misinformed, DM me. Let's get you on the show. Tell me where I was wrong and tell me who I should have on the podcast to correct myself. But it's one thing when you want to correct me or say something's inaccurate, but it's another thing when you go after my character. To everyone that thinks that I was wrong for bringing Nick Fuentes on, to everyone that thinks I shouldn't be able to have guests from the far right or the far left, to everyone that doesn't believe in freedom of speech and bringing on canceled people, I am one of the last remaining platforms that still brings on people that have been kicked off of all platforms, including YouTube. And every day, we fight so hard against cancel culture that we risk our entire platform by having people on. Now, it's crazy because we have CNN, BBC, Piers Morgan. They have the most controversial guests in the entire world on their show. But for some reason on YouTube, you get canceled for having controversial guests on your platform. And I'm young, and I still have a lot to learn. And we're not always going to get it right. But here at Just Pearly Things, we believe in freedom of speech. Here at Just Pearly Things, we believe in giving a platform to those who have none. And here at Just Pearly Things, we are going to continue to have controversial guests on again and again. And to those of you that don't like it, you can kiss my ass.
Now she's saying in that first part, they're using an atrocity trying to control me. That's very interesting, Just Pearly Things, because when you made this video 1 day ago, you didn't know that Nick Fuentes and you would be linked to an atrocity. Would you say that 8 people dying in Allen, Texas from a white supremacist linked to your platform is an atrocity? Would you say that? I believe that you actually have it right. They are using this atrocity now Because see, you were trying to make it seem like it was something that we were making up. You know, no, we had a problem with how you and Nick handled conversations toward blacks. But now what it seems is the chicken have come home to roost. That's what it seems. Because you bringing this guy onto your platform who has been kicked off of YouTube, who is a racist, is influencing people who do mass shootings. That's right. Because it's not like the person doesn't feel the same way Nick Fuentes does. Oh yes, he does. I'm not saying that Nick Fuentes told him to do anything or even you. But the reality is that he followed him on your show and he said the Pearl Show as if he personally would know you. Not saying that he does, but he knew your show. And that is an outlet for your show. Now, see, you're talking about you want to bring these people onto your platform who target Jews, who target blacks, and now person like this idiot targets everybody, as it appears. 8 people deceased, 7 shot. So then what would you say about somebody like this? Mr. Mauricio Garcia, that person's linked to you. What would you say? You know, you also said, you know, you've been on the platform for only 6 months. Remember, I'm mid-set, right? You know, and you've blown up. Guess what? I've been on the platform for 8 years. I've never had anybody linked to me on a mass shooting. Because why? I don't bring people controversial who hate other groups to my platform. That's not what I do. Even Valuetainment won't bring Nick Fuentes to the platform. And now you're saying that we're trying to cancel you for that? No, you should try to cancel yourself because this guy is linked to you. And now they're gonna try to link you, most likely, not saying that you are in the alt-right, but I can see how that's going to happen. And see, this is what we have as a level of social responsibility as creators. You see, a lot of people will do anything to create controversy, to create views. Nick Fuentes, people like that, in my honest opinion, I can't really tell you what to do as a non-black creator, but a person like that obviously isn't smart. He's going to say something that doesn't make any sense because he doesn't make any sense. Only thing he can do is influence idiots. Number one, how are you going to be a white supremacist when even white supremacists will look at you and say, you're not white? Like, that's how dumb it is. That's just like me bringing a German Shepherd who can talk to the podcast and he's arguing if he's a tiger. You can't be Hispanic and then say, I'm a white supremacist, when clearly true white supremacists want 100% as possible European blood. Now you have these guys who feel like they're the new white supremacists because this particular individual, not everybody, wants to be closer to white. And then giving an outlet for an individual like that who can really add no value to the platform. But what it is though, just JDT, just dusty things. I think that this is really how you feel. Like for me, when I see your network, you don't come across to me as bringing people on that have very many different views. Now, to be fair, I've seen somebody like DJ Vlad do that, but I haven't seen you do that. Most people that you bring on or that you affiliate with have similar views, even the blacks you affiliate with. None of those blacks talk anywhere near to the level of me or Jason Black or Tariq Nasheed or anybody in the pro-black community. And the one that you did have, you fell out with him, Sarah Garvey. You don't have any. So it would appear to me that you're bringing on people that largely you can agree with. Largely, that's what it looks like. Definitely, that's what it sounds like. And so now you're upset that people are trying to cancel you. Well, you're going to cancel yourself. Bring them on there again. Bring somebody else like that on there again who goes out and does something like this that's completely crazy. Innocent people lose their lives. You don't even got to wait for somebody to paint you in a bad picture. You've already painted yourself in the bad picture because you want the fame. You want to be the new Andrew Tate. So if you want to be that, you're on your way. Just when people come for you, don't cry about it. Don't moan about it because they are going to come. And guess who'll be here to make a video? Can I get a dun 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 sound effect? Well, guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Purchase you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. I'm out.